Yes, yes we are going to have a problem. Hello everybody, this is Zoe from No Safer Place, and it hasn't been too long since I was here recording a reaction to the Heather's London Cast album. And here we are again, recording another Heather's Cast album reaction, but this time it's to the Riverdale Heathers episode. Now the first musical episode, Carrie, I actually quite enjoyed. I didn't think it was terrible. There were a few songs that I really quite enjoyed. But as you guys know, if you've been watching my channel for a while, Heathers is one of my favourite musicals ever. I have seen it a few times. I am completely in love with the off-Broadway cast and the West End cast. I love both the albums, the song, the story, everything about it is amazing. And because I'm more of an avid fan of this, I wasn't sure if I was going to like it, because most of the time they put a really cheesy kind of innocent teenage twist on things, which I don't really get because Riverdale isn't an innocent show at all. So I've just finished listening to the album and watching the episode. I felt like I had to do both. And yeah, I have thoughts. I recorded some clips of me reacting to it when I first listened to it on my phone and watched clips on YouTube and stuff, so I'll insert them when I'm talking about each song. I really did love the poster for this, and that gave me a little bit of hope as to the fact that I might actually like this. And yeah, let's get sharing my thoughts. So the first song was Beautiful. That is the song that opens the show, so I was really happy that they kept that in because I wasn't sure that they would. Now, as always, it all felt very auto-tuney, and I'm not going to say that about every song, even though I felt it, because it's going to get really boring me saying, oh, this song felt very auto-tuney, but they did, they all did. And I'm not sure if it's because a lot of them can't sing, but yeah, it does all feel very auto-tuned. So in the original, the ensemble says a lot of things like freak, slut, loser, things like that, and that was taken away, and I'm not really sure why, because if they were scared to use them because a lot of the words are derogatory, just change them up a little bit, because you can make them a bit more timid, because there are a few ones in the original song that I knew they wouldn't include, but they could have kept ones like freak. And I think without that in the background and the music just playing without anyone talking or saying anything, it kind of takes away the magic of this song. And when they've made so many other lyrical changes in the rest of the album, I'm not really sure why they didn't do it for this instead of just taking it out entirely. They also took away the whole purpose of the song. So it's meant to open the show and then also show the transformation of Veronica turning into a Heather, and it just didn't show that at all. I mean, Veronica was barely in it, and I really liked Lily's voice, but honestly I feel like she would have been a better Veronica. I must say the intro of the Heathers was pretty cool. I think they've done that really well. I really liked the outfits, they all looked aesthetically fantastic, and I really think Madeleine is a perfect Heather C. As soon as I heard they were doing a Heather's Riverdale episode, I really hoped that she would be playing Heather C because she is perfect. There's a bit in the song that says, "You're gonna die at 3 p.m. and the way that 3 p.m. is said in this version is absolutely freaking awful. The way that some of the words and lines are sung are so bad. I don't know why they were kept in, because if they were going to use auto-tune that heavily anyway, why not use it when stuff like that is being said so badly? So the next one was Candy Store.
Are we gonna have a problem? Did zombies eat your brain? You've come so far, why now are you yanking on my chain? I'm normally such.
Ew. All Heathers fans were probably really anticipating this one, because I feel like this song is a lot of Heathers fans' favourite song from the musical. The lyric changes, oof, I just, no, I really hated them. Are we gonna have a problem? Did zombies eat your brains? I mean, what are we, 12 years old? It is the most stupid lyrical change ever, when you could have just kept, "You got a bone to pick," which is so much better, and it doesn't even sound bad. I really didn't like the key changes and the changes to the music. I think, again, it took away from the song. And the lyric change of "Go play duck, duck, goose," Are they in primary school? Like, are they 5? I mean, no. I will say again, visually it looked amazing. I loved the outfits, I loved the set out, I loved the staging, and the choreography was actually really pretty good. So in terms of that, I really enjoyed it. But the lyric changes, I felt like if they just kept the lyrics, again, I know there are some pretty not PG friendly lyrics in there, but I feel like if you've chosen Heathers the musical to do, you obviously weren't expecting it to be PG because it's the furthest thing from PG ever. So I feel like taking all the sexual risque parts out of it makes it pretty boring. I thought the Shut Up Heather change to Shut Up Tony was actually pretty funny and fitted with the show really well, but it's such an iconic line in the show that, yeah. If you're a fan, it's hard to see lines like that changed because they're just so iconic. The next song was Fight For Me, and I'm not really sure why it was included. I'm not even going to talk too much about it because I feel like this was the weakest song on the album. Why? I really don't like KJ's voice at all, and I actually really like him, so it's not that I don't like him, but his singing voice is pretty atrocious, and I'm not really sure why he was singing the song as well. Why couldn't they have just left it to Veronica? And I understand this is going to get confusing because when I say Veronica, I'm meaning Veronica Sawyer, not Veronica Lodge. But yeah, that song is one of the funnier songs in the production, and I feel like it just made it too serious and took away all the funny moments of it. So yeah, I really didn't like that one. Next up we had Big Fun, another massive number, which I actually think was done pretty well. Again, the choreography wasn't terrible. It was really fun to watch. And although it wasn't made as rude and teenager-ish as the original, it was more of a cheesy pop kind of party. I didn't actually mind it. I thought it was really quite funny. I mean, there's one bit in the original song which is, let's rub each other's backs while watching porn on Cinemax. And in this, it was, let us cuddle you. And just saying things like that makes it seem so PG, like too PG. The next one was Dead Girl Walking, and this is personally one of my favourite songs from the show, and I absolutely loved it. I was really surprised at how much I loved this. One thing I didn't understand were when you're watching it, the visuals are so sexual and Vanessa looks so sexy. I kind of didn't understand why they changed some of the lyrics because when you were watching it, it looked just as sexual as the original lyrics sound, so I'm not sure why they changed it. I mean, she's about to have a threesome and you're changing slap me, pull my hair to teach me how to be brave. Is she a Disney princess? But yeah, I actually think Vanessa absolutely slayed this. She looked and sounded absolutely incredible and she really captured the right feel of the role. So yeah, I actually really enjoyed her in it. JD has been pretty much pointless in the entire show, and obviously JD is usually like one of the two main characters and he is my favourite character, so him not having any kind of part in this seemed pretty redundant to me. But yeah, I really enjoyed that one and I think I'm actually going to listen to that one quite a lot. The next one was Our Love Is God. Now, listening to this is so much better than watching it. I really enjoyed it when I have it just in my ears. It sounds really good. I think because this is one of the only songs that doesn't have that many lyrical changes, which I think is really noticeable and sounds really good. Really enjoyed that one. And because that's one of the more iconic songs in the production, I thought that was a really good move from them. 17 was next. Boy, was this one a shock. And this kind of solidified the fact that Lily should have been Veronica and Cole should have been JD. As soon as this episode was announced, those were the two people that came to mind to play those roles, and when they're singing 17, it completely solidified that for me. They were absolutely brilliant. I wish the song was just those two rather than Cheryl and Tony as well, because I think they are absolutely fantastic for those roles. Although Cheryl and Tony are amazing, I just thought maybe they should have done like 2 separate covers of this song, just so it didn't take away from either of their songs, because they both sounded so good, and I feel like they deserved that. Lily's voice is incredible. When I was listening to this, it was just so good. Cole's isn't fantastic, but the way they sound together, the way they act together, the way they look together, it just was brilliant. So that was a real surprise for me. Next up, we had Lifeboat, which was sung by Veronica, meaning Lodge. I didn't really have any strong feelings about this. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. She does have a really lovely voice, but it just lacked emotion for me. It wasn't emotive, it didn't make me feel things. Whereas in the production, I always cry at that song because it is so powerful, and it just lacked that in this episode. And then the last song was 17, the reprise. Now, my problem with a lot of the songs was that there was loads of gender swapping and role swapping and people singing different parts of songs that didn't make sense. But when everyone was singing different parts of this song, I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it brought something new to the song, and I actually thought it sounded really good. It was quite a lot slower than the original as well, which I think works when you're watching it on the TV. Yeah, I actually thought that song was pretty beautiful and a great way to end it. I have a few problems though, the main being, why was JD so pointless? We had no Freeze Your Brain, we had no Meant to Be Yours, there was no real purpose of JD, whereas in the production he is a massive part of it. So it seemed so silly to me to not include either of those songs. I feel like Veronica and JD were kind of just pointless in this, and everyone else was a bigger character, which is very strange. Overall, it actually wasn't as bad as I thought. It was enjoyable in the same way that Carrie was. It's very cheesy, very young teenage, but still quite a lot of fun. Made me laugh a few times. Again, I think its biggest problem was the lyric changes that were made so PG for a show that isn't really PG. It confused me. I think if you go in not expecting it to be anywhere near as good as the show or either of the albums, you won't be too disappointed. I found it really hard not to compare it to the show and the albums, but if you try not to, it can be quite a bit of fun. And yeah, I did spend $8.99 buying this album for this video, and I actually feel like it wasn't too much of a waste of money because, let's be honest, it's still supporting Heathers. Heathers is my favourite musical ever, and I will support it in any way that I can because this will make it even bigger than it already is, and I'm supporting that. If you watched the episode, what was your favourite song from it? And who was your favourite character? Let me know in the comments below. If you liked this video, please subscribe, give it a like, leave a comment down below, and turn on the notification bell if you want to be notified when I upload new videos. It is usually every Tuesday and every Saturday, and sometimes random ones throughout the week like this one. I hope you all have enjoyed this video. Let me know what you would like to see more of on my channel, and I hope to see you all again soon. Thank you. Bye.